They say that the human race is doomed, that we have lost touch with our true nature, that the media has corrupted us, and that the planet has no future. I disagree. I believe that humanity is full of hope, and that our salvation lies within each one of us. My name is Brian Rose, and my job is to listen, the oldest method of learning known to man. Each week I seek out individuals that are changing the world, people who are living and thinking in a different way. Their stories will challenge your beliefs, make you question your choices, and perhaps inspire you to change. I never planned on doing any of this, but now I can't stop. Join me on this mission and make humanity something we can all be proud of. This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Hilary Moore, recent graduate of our Broadcast Yourself Accelerator. Welcome.
Thank you, Brian.
Tell us about you. Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm from Belfast in Northern Ireland, born and bred. I left when I was 18, and I actually spent a year traveling in America and Mexico with an international youth group. And we were 500 young people from 25 different countries. And this year was a very formative year in my life because the whole essence of this group was to bring young people together, regardless of nationalities or differences, cultural identities and things like that, and to go out and do a 2-hour musical show all around the world. And 30 years later, we're all very connected, and I'd say that a lot of us still have this desire to be the change that we want to see in the world. So it's interesting just to see 30 years later where I am in my life and, you know, where it all started out. So I've done a lot of things since then. Sport was kind of my whole life. I was a tennis coach, I was a professional snowboarder, I was a sports teacher. I taught in a private school in England, and then I ended up in the Alps as a professional snowboarder. I met somebody, I had a couple of children, and at that point my life changed dramatically. And living in the Alps, I loved the nature, but I really missed the kind of whole Anglo-Saxon inspiration and things like that. So I started going to a lot of seminars in the States and in London and attending them. And then one day, I thought, why don't I bring these people to Switzerland? And that way I get to spend one-on-one time with them. And my friends can also, you know, catch the inspiration, and I won't be jet lagged, and I'll actually make money instead of spending money. So I've been actually running events in Switzerland for quite a few years. Kind of personal development, inspirational marketing seminars, digital marketing seminars, and things like that.
Okay. And why did you decide that now was the time to start broadcasting yourself?
Well, I've known for the last 10 years that I wanted to do something around the idea of the spiritual millionaire. So I had the idea, I've had the domain name since 2008. And all my friends were so sick of hearing me talk about, oh, I want to interview this person and I want to interview that person. I could see the end result, but I wasn't sure how I could actually make it happen. And I've come across a lot of different people that sell a lot of different programs, and they say, I can help you do this, I can help you do that. They charge a lot more than you charge, and often they're 1 or 2 year programs. And when I ran into you, I was like, this is an 8-week, very intensive program, it's hands-on, and I loved your energy. You know, you're so passionate about what you do. You're so committed to, you know, the program, to the students, and just everything you said resonated with me. So I jumped in. There was no doubt in my mind that this is what I had to do at this time. And now my friends are really relieved. They're like, at last, she's actually doing something with this and making it all happen. So thank you.
And why London Real? Did you know about us before?
I have been watching your videos for many years, your YouTube videos, and there's so many guests that I love, and I'm the kind of person, I'm a bit of a distribution center. I'll say, oh, send this to this person, send this to this person. So I was promoting you kind of indirectly anyway. And then a friend actually sent me a link to an interview that you had done with Alexander Ward.
Okay, yeah, of course, that's old.
Amazing. And I just was locked into that interview. And as soon as it was over, I don't think I went to bed that night. I was just researching ayahuasca. I'd never heard of ayahuasca before. I was researching ayahuasca and things like that. And it was probably a 3-month research to see what exactly it was about. And I watched a lot of other videos and things. And I loved Alexander's demeanor. He was so elegant, so eloquent, so real, you know. And then that actually was the instigation for me to go and do some plant medicine. So yeah, I love London Real Show. I love the interviews. You meet amazing people. All the people that I watched, you have conversations with them. So.
Yeah, I got to go look up Alexander. He's amazing. That was old school. That was probably 5-6 years ago. So yeah, he is that guy. Great energy, great insight. So that's amazing. What was it like when the course started? You know, you get dropped into this group, 150 people. I'm asking you to make videos of yourself. You got me and my intensity on those 2 calls. You got the accountability doc. What's that first 2 weeks like?
It was tough. I knew it was going to be tough, but you kept saying to us, just trust the process. We know exactly what we're doing. And I'm the kind of person which when I sign up with somebody, I usually do put my life in their hands type thing. If I decided to work with you, it's because I trusted you. And it was very overwhelming, very, very overwhelming. And I actually found like, just going, you know, there was so many different things to do. And I was watching a lot of other people, giving a lot of other people feedback because teamwork is so important in the program. And just every spare minute was dedicated to London Real. But I knew that's what I loved about the course. It was like, I knew it was an 8-week course initially to get us out of the starting gate. So I was prepared to really, you know, pour sweat and blood I knew it would be a sweat and blood journey, and it was.
Well, what did you struggle with the most? What was the hardest part?
I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I had a couple of interviews where maybe before I understood all the technology of that I could mute my own video, I'd be coughing in the videos, and then I'd say, oh, I forgot, what was I going to say? And it'd be quite a while. And I said to the person, don't worry, I'll edit this out. So I had to edit it. You were saying, don't edit it, just get it up there. But I'd already said, I'll edit this out. So then I had to learn how to work GarageBand and get, you know, And so I was up some nights till one Sunday morning I went to bed at 9 a.m. It was 6 a.m. and I was about to close my computer. I got stuck on the editing. And then I thought, oh, Ken in California on my team, he's great. So I reached out to Ken, and Ken came back to me and said, yeah, sure, this is what you do. Let's get on a Zoom call and I'll show you how to do it. So then I was up again, and I went basically till 9 a.m. and I'd worked the whole way through the night. And I'd started the morning before at maybe 8 a.m. But that's what happens when you're passionate. When you find something that you love doing and you feel totally aligned with it. And I wanted to serve my guests to the highest possible, level that I could. And then that's the guests that gave you their time. And then I wanted to obviously honor the people, the listeners. So that was a long answer to a short question. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and it made it all even more exhausting. So, but I loved it. I really loved it.
Tell me about your classmates. Like, what are they like? What's it like going through that with them? And then what's it like meeting them in London?
Well, I have had an amazing team. Just amazing. It's been an incredible journey. We come from all over the planet. And yet, we have this common goal. So we don't have any time for anything but, how are you doing? How can I help you? And it's just been very beautiful to see how we all bring different elements to the equation and how we complement each other. And Susan has been a wonderful team leader. And I'm just so grateful. I mean, I think in any program you have the content and you have the community. And I think they're equally important. And a lot of programs, they offer a lot of content, but you don't get the support or the community. And that, I think, is really the strong point in London Real. Obviously the team, And also the accountability that it's not just about you, but if you, I mean, one night, it was Friday night, and we had to have certain tasks done by midnight. It was 1 o'clock my time. I was at a barbecue. I hadn't seen my son for a while. He came. We were having an amazing time. And I had the worst hay fever. Maybe that was resistance. But I was sneezing and all the rest of it. And I was saying to everybody, hang on, I'll be back in a minute, but I got to do this video. And they're like, Hilary, forget it, do it tomorrow. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I can't let my team down. You know, it's like I've got 15 minutes to do this video. I got to get it up. And it's the kind of thing which other people, they can't really understand. They're just like, relax, you know, it's okay. I'm like, it's not okay. You know, my team, we're going for gold. And so just the way the whole program is set up, it's ingenious. It really is amazing.
And tell us, what is your podcast and what were some of your highlights? Maybe it was recording or getting feedback or publishing, I don't know, tell me.
Well, my podcast is called The Spiritual Millionaire, and the highlights have definitely been my guests. I've had just amazing guests to date. I'm on my 20th episode.
Wow.
And another
20, that's crazy.
Now you understand why I haven't slept very much. And it's not, when I used to watch you, I'd say, that's really cool. You just sit in a chair and you talk to people. But when you actually get into the whole process, you realize, you know, how much preparation there is to be done and then how much post work there is to be done. It's all a process. So definitely as the weeks have gone on, you realize that there are strategies and shortcuts and things like that. And it's been a very steep learning curve, both in terms of the work that has to be done and in terms of me as a person. I feel like I've been just, you know, splitting the shell in all directions. My guests, I've had just beautiful, amazing guests, very deep, rich conversations that are priceless, you know. And right now, some people are saying, yeah, but how are we going to monetize this? And I'm like, you know, keep providing the value and the money will come. Money is just a measure of the value you're giving to the marketplace. The more value you create, the more money you make. And for me, these conversations, they have no value. Why do people want money? It's to buy great experiences. And these experiences the exchanges are so beautiful. They're thanking me. They're saying, I'm so honored to be on your show. They're beautiful, humble, amazing people. And I've interviewed a shaman who used to work with the Queros Indians in the Amazon, and now he's the shaman in residence at the Post Ranch in California, in Big Sur. And he works with a lot of Hollywood celebrities and a lot of leaders of countries as a shaman. And actually that's the most watched interview to date.
Okay.
That was a beautiful conversation, very, very deep. I also interviewed Tully Birkin, he's 70 years old now. He's written 8 books translated into 16 languages. One of his books is called Extreme Spirituality, and Tully tried to commit suicide twice as a young man. He got hit by a car and his whole neck was crushed, and he had to have his neck reconstructed with bone and all kinds of things. And then he went on to teach firewalking, and he taught Tony Robbins how to firewalk.
Okay, wow.
And so thanks to his teaching, basically, and his work, over 6 million people have walked on fire. And it's a metaphor, you know, how to help people get over their fear. And fear holds so many people back. And it's not real, you know, it's false evidence appearing real. So it was a beautiful conversation. He's so authentic, so real. And then 2 nights ago, I interviewed a guy called Jared Powell, who was like the wolf on Wall Street. He was an incredibly successful businessman. 10 years ago, he had 20 plus cars, 5 houses, 2 planes, but was absolutely miserable. He was addicted to Demerol, alcohol, smoked 2 packets of cigarettes a day. He said, I went through women like water, had all these addictions, and he had tried to commit suicide twice as well. And then somebody said to him, you really need, you know, to go and do some plant medicine. And so he went and did some iboga. And he said, in one night, it was like 30 years of psychotherapy. My whole life changed. I saw who I had become, and it was the most horrible human being. He said, I'd become a monster. And so he actually sold his business, and then he set up, in fact, I don't know if you've seen the documentary, The Reality of Truth.
No.
Beautiful documentary.
Okay.
But it's actually Kimberly and Foster Gamble, who created this film, doing amazing work. They created Thrive as well, the movie Thrive.
Well, I have actually started watching it. I think I met them recently.
Yeah.
So,
amazing.
okay.
So
You've had some great moments.
Yeah, just so rich.
I can tell.
Beautiful.
There's a reason that you've done 20 shows, because you love this. What happens?
I'm addicted to broadcasting.
You are, okay. Maybe that's okay. What does this look like in 12 months? What are the kind of things that you're doing? What are the kind of people you're speaking to? What is it?
Okay, in 12 months' time, I have 220 people shortlisted that I want to interview. So I'm just working my way through, I haven't had one no to date.
Wow.
So, and obviously, as
Reach higher.
Sorry?
Reach higher.
No. I mean, it's the kind of thing you never want to retire from something that you're totally enjoying.
Yeah, no, I meant reach higher.
Oh, reach higher, sorry.
Ask higher, ask bigger people.
Exactly.
But still, that's a good sign.
Yeah, and then I want to create events, the Spiritual Millionaire event. I want to have people like Jim Carrey, who are celebrities, but it's not about the celebrity. These people have so much to share, and just who they are says it all. Even if he stood there and didn't say anything, he would have so much impact on people. So I want to, share the teachings of the people that I love. And I want to bring these people together, because as they say, if we're alone, we go fast, but together we go far. And again, that's a real pleasure of mine, to introduce people who together, that amalgam makes things so much, it's compounded, and people can have so much more influence as, when they're working together and with a common goal. So I want to do events, and I want to do mastermind events where people come together, and we maybe, go skiing in the mornings, and then we actually share. It's not just, I've been to so many seminars where from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening, it's just learning. And I think so much of it is the networking. It's the meeting other people. It's the sharing. It's the sharing ideas. It's the ideas that are created. Even last night at the networking, I had some amazing conversations with people who, because I'm emotionally attached to my spiritual millionaire idea, but other people who are, maybe they see it more objectively, they came up with amazing ideas, So yeah, networking is just so important.
Okay, and tell me about you. If we walked out on the street and bumped into the Hilary that didn't take this course, how is she different than this one right now? I shouldn't say I've always, but the last few years since I've done a lot of work in myself, I'm usually in a pretty good place, but I definitely lacked, and a lot of my friends say, Hilary, you are very talented in many ways, but it's like you're missing that thing to direct. You're always facilitating other people's journey. It's time that you really stood up, to fill your own shoes. You've got what it takes, but you just need the vehicle. And I was just looking for that thing. I have so many ideas, there's so many things that I could do and get involved in, but I needed something that 100% of me was aligned with. And I found that in your program. Yeah, 20 episodes, you found it, I'd say. That's what we feel from you. So it's been amazing to watch you go through this whole journey. Your energy has really been infectious on this course. And so I'm just so excited that you found this. I remember speaking to you. I remember seeing that on one of our Zoom calls. And I'm just glad you pulled the trigger and made it happen. And, I can see the way it's affected you by the way you talk about these guests. And, you couldn't say it more perfectly. I mean, if you add enough value to the world, the business will come. And I'm just excited that you're part of the family. So looking forward to the next 12 months. We'll be watching you and the group and making sure that you continue to crush it. And when you get Jim Carrey on, make sure you send him my way.
Yeah, for sure.
After that's done. But no, it's incredible stuff, And so thank you so much for going all in on this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. You're an amazing mentor, Ryan.
Thank you. As we say, it's about the journey. And so I wish you well on yours, Hilary.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
London Real doesn't stop when the conversation ends. You see, that's when we get started. Because everything begins with a thought, and then comes the action. The London Real Academy is our global transformation platform. Here we bring together thousands of students from over 75 countries. Whether you want to build a profitable business from your passion, or learn to speak to inspire, or broadcast yourself with your very own podcast, or accelerate your life to become a high-performance person, we have the online accountability course and personal mentoring program that will make your dream a reality. Join us, and we'll take your life to the next level together. Our next accelerator course is starting soon.